greeters and anyone else who found themselves here today. My name is Stephen Smith, and today I'm going to use my platform to advertise my brand new book, 5 Easy Steps to Get New People into Your Church. Let's start with step 1. Get rid of those clammy-handed greeters. Now look, when you walk into a church, atmosphere is everything. Sure, you might have some nice bright lights or some nice wooden pallets sitting around, but trust me, the number one thing to get overlooked by churches is those cold, slimy hands of greeters with overactive sweat glands. Trust me, when I'm reaching for that bulletin, I don't want to be shaking hands with the representative from the morgue. Trust me, I do not also want to be unable to pull my hand away because it's glued to the hand. When a visitor walks in and experiences this situation, it is an unfortunate remedy situation. You might want to fix this by providing your greeters with baby powder or plastic gloves or replacing their hands with prosthetic limbs. Now let's move on to step 2. Don't dress to impress. Well, you might not think of this as a problem. It is. I don't want to walk into a church and be like, he's meeting with the Queen. I don't understand why some people think floor-length gowns and silk ties are completely necessary. Buddy, I don't understand what you're doing. You see, I am a silk tie collector, and I don't like what you're insinuating about us being conceited. Now let's move on to step 3. Get rid of your churchy lingo. When I walk into a club that I don't know, people often use slang, and it takes me a few months to get used to it. With Christians, it takes us our whole lives as we grow up in the church. If you're gonna pray a hedge of protection around someone, they're getting out their gardening tools. If you're asking for an amen while preaching, people are gonna wonder if that's a meal combo or just with an extra drink. And if I am telling someone that Jesus is gonna set their heart on fire, they're either gonna A, reach for the Tums, or B, stop, drop, and roll. Trust me, to keep people in your church, you want to continue to speak like a normal person. Now, step 4 addresses something that probably more pastors are going to be more interested in. This step is going to both A, keep people hooked on your church, and B, keep people awake in your sermons. Step 4, get some real coffee. Churches are known for having awful coffee, and that is a bit of a problem. If the stereotype for churches is you will fall asleep in their churches and they're offering coffee, well, you might as well just put a sleep sedative in that cup of joe they got. If you're going to offer them something that tastes like the moldy, stale drywall of your Sunday school rooms, might not as well anyway. Look, and once you get some nice coffee, don't put it in your Sunday school rooms because 4-year-old me got a good cup of church coffee and didn't sleep for a couple weeks. Now let's move on to my final step, step 5, which also happens to be the most radical step. Christians, are you ready? Step 5, move beyond the church and be the church. Well, you might already think that you're doing this. We're not all quite acting like Jesus. Otherwise, the church would be full, correct? We need to stop acting like church is a social club, and we need to start being the church. Jesus spent his entire ministry on earth eating with the tax collectors, eating with the sinners, everyone who didn't fit his image. To quote Jesus, you don't send a healthy person to a doctor, just the sick, just those who need it. If all we do is hang out in a church, we're not going to get more people into it. If youth students only hang out with youth students, and clammy-handed greeters only hang out with clammy-handed greeters, and don't get me started on church moms, then we might not as well have a church at all. When the church needs to get going, you do too. Thank you for listening to my presentation on my book, 5 Easy Steps to Get People into Your Church. Thank you for coming here, and book signings will take place as soon as I finish my book. Thank you.